What's going on, everyone? It's Azor Ahai here, bringing the hype just before episode number 2, Stormborn. We're just, 6 hours away from the episode. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to get some hype going before the episode. And, as someone was saying in the chat earlier, I've been jonesing to chat about Game of Thrones. So I'm here with you all today on a Sunday. I usually don't do this on Sundays, but this can be a thing if you guys want me to do on Sundays, kind of before the episode. And I would love to do this more often if you guys and gals enjoy this sort of thing. So hello, everyone. Thank you so much for showing up. Don't forget to smash that like button if you are enjoying these live chats that we're having here on the channel. Of course, tomorrow night we will be going live with me, Gemma from Secrets of the Citadel, Axe Chucker from Watchers on the Wall, really excited, and George. So there's going to be 4 of us tomorrow night, and that's going to be really, really exciting. But without further ado, let's chat about the episode Stormborn. I'm going to go find the actual trailer on Twitter. There's a couple of different promos that they had, not Twitter, the trailer on Stormborn for this episode, the promo preview. We're going to go find that. We'll take a look at that together. We'll kind of try to break down what we think is going to be happening in the episode, as well as some of your questions and whatnot. We'll get to those. We'll do a Q&A session, and I will make sure that I get all of your answers and whatnot. And we can have an epic discussion. It'll be super fun. So let's get this going. Always more streams. Yeah, that's what's up, right? No episodes were leaked. This is just me previewing the episode. I would get in lots of trouble if that were to happen. So no getting in trouble. I like doing this, and I would like not to stop. So let me pull some stuff up. Actually, you know what? We can go check out some Watchers on the Wall. We can go check out some of the news that's on there, which is always really cool. We can go to Sophie Turner's stuff. There's an interview with her. We can, everybody in the chat, let me know do we want to look at the trailer? Do we want to look at some of the Watchers on the Wall news, or do we want to do a Q&A session? I'll let all of you decide in the chat, and we'll kind of go from there. We'll just create the flow. And we got another donation, and thank you so much earlier to Erin. She donated $30 US to the stream, which is really, really kind. Thank you so much for that. She had some awesome questions, pre-stream donations. That doesn't happen very often, but you know, the season 7 hype is real. And we got Tyrion Landstark, and he's representing House Landstark, he says. He's putting his flag down, and thank you for the $2 US, my man. Really appreciate that. We want to do a little bit of everything, says Rich. And we say we have Reese from Netherlands, and he's saying, great timing for me to be at the live stream. Greetings from Netherlands. Thank you so much for coming to join us, my man. Don't you dare, Ash. Don't you dare, Ashley, say fake news when I say fake news. We got Chandler in the chat. We got Allison. We got Aaron. We got Lady Wolverton. Jennifer's in here. Trelawney. We have Sarah. We have BBM. We have Scout, who is Jeff. We have Lara. Shaquille. Who else? We got Lady B. Tina. Carrie, one of the patrons. For Chatwell. I believe we have some other Chandlers up in here, I think, too. I'm just trying to scroll up and down, trying to make sure we get our shoutouts. Hotwire Productions, Heavenly Spade, Lady Dragon, Cards. We have Assad, Austin, Reitz from Montana. Cool. All right, so let's get into it, guys. One thing I really wanted to talk about was Euron Greyjoy. And this episode, spoilers, is speculated to have a giant sea battle. So what are we to expect from this sea battle? What's going to be going down with that? Let's take a look at Euron Greyjoy. Now, for anybody that doesn't know, did anybody check out the picture of Euron Ship the Silence? It has the Kraken, and then in the middle it has like a third eye, like the third eye of the three-eyed raven, and it's red. So the crow's eye, like a crow's eye. I'm assuming that he may get injured at some point, not this episode, but he may lose his eye at some point this season, and he may wear an eye patch to look more menacing. They might change up his look. They've already changed up his look from last season, so that's pretty interesting. I really, really, really enjoyed his first real appearance in season 7. We had him at the Kingsman, which was kind of disappointing, but yeah. Xavier Hawkins, where did I get my avatar for my brand? Blaze Manga was the artist who actually did the channel art, and I'm going to go pull them up here on YouTube, and I'll put it in the chat, and then all you guys can go subscribe to Blaze Manga. They do reactions and whatnot, and they will be their business partners here on the channel. There's Blaze Manga stuff in Xavier in the chat for you, so you can go check them out. All right, so let's talk Euron Greyjoy. Do we think that he is going to be worse than Ramsay Bolton this season? It's going to be pretty hard to achieve. We've had some pretty awesome villains so far in A Game of Thrones and A Song of Ice and Fire. I thought, Jack Gleeson did an absolutely amazing job as Joffrey. Iwan Rhaon did an absolutely amazing job as Ramsay Bolton. He really captivated some of the evil tendencies that Ramsay has. Obviously, we have Tywin Lannister, who's a bit more pragmatic, and he's doing this for the good of his family, but obviously he does some stuff to make us not like him from our perspectives, because we're all rooting for House Stark and whatnot. But Euron Greyjoy, how does he achieve being this person he's talked about in interviews, what they've achieved in the Forsaken chapter, in the Winds of a Winter leaked chapters? How do we achieve that in the show? Obviously, it's going to be very difficult to do some of the same things that were in that chapter on television. HBO is HBO, so they could probably pull off anything they want. They got the okay to do whatever they want, but still, that's still pretty graphic. I don't know if they'll do the Warlock thing. I think they might cut that out. It's possible. Pardon me, I apologize. It's still possible that we have the Warlocks with their legs cut off, and he's feeding them Shade of the Evening to give him kind of like prophetic visions or visions of what Euron may achieve in the future. Like, hey, you need to go marry Cersei and stuff like that, giving him little slivers of their visions to make him act a certain way or act upon certain things. That would be pretty cool, Peter, tying the priest to the masts, and then obviously cutting Thalia Flowers' tongue out. I don't think it's going to be Thalia Flowers. I actually think that Yara is going to become the Thalia Flowers character, and Euron Greyjoy. I think they're going to be melded together, and I think that Yara's going to be in some trouble after this episode. But I think that we're probably going to get that big sea battle this episode. It's looking like that's going to happen all in one episode. It looks like, for the sake of season 7 and going forward into season 8, it doesn't look like we're going to have the same kind of progression for time through episodes. It looks like things are going to be exponentially moving faster through the episodes. So like something may happen and they may have them travel back to the location within the same episode, where it would take like 3 or 4 or 5 episodes in previous seasons. They kind of need to achieve that a little bit faster with this season, with there being less episodes and whatnot. So, and hey, is Secrets of the Citadel in the chat here? I saw someone say secrets. There. Oh, you know what? I can't recognize her as much because of her new avatar. By the way, she has awesome new art and stuff for her channel. And anybody that hasn't checked out Gemma, who's an absolute gem, see what I did there? Make sure you do so. Gemma, you can put your link to your channel in the chat as well. But the episode is 59 minutes tonight. KFS, King of All Freedom, says that. So that's going to be awesome. We'll get like usually 2 or 3 minutes from a preview, which is whatever. We kind of need that. Sometimes those little previews kind of let us know that certain things are going to be happening with the episode. I actually think that we're going to be seeing Gendry in the preview today. I think we're going to see, his lineage is Stormborn from Storm's End. We're going to see the Night King probably bringing the storm. Euron Greyjoy. We have Daenerys Stormborn Targaryen. Euron Greyjoy, I am the Storm God. So all of these things kind of coming together. We'll probably see most of that in the 2 or 3 minute preview. But it looks as if we're going to have a huge episode. And I'm here, from what I'm hearing, the rumor is that the sea battle is awesome. That Euron absolutely captivates with a completely different side of himself that what we've seen with the charismatic Euron so far. He becomes like very, very different in battle. He becomes a totally type of crazed man, like a berserker rage when he gets his axe in his hand. He just has this bloodlust. He wants to go kill these people and act upon his, some of his real desires that are that have been in the Ironborn culture, this very masculine culture for such a long time. All right, so fewer good status. Yeah. But yeah, I think that personally, I have a big prediction that Euron's gonna actually do. I think he's gonna. People are gonna love him after this episode. And we have a question here. It says, "Do you think the dragons will be involved in tonight's sea battle?" And I'm gonna say no on that. I think that actually Daenerys and her forces are gonna be split up into two. This is the thing. We see that when Jon calls his council, Sansa is opposing him, and there's other people like Robert Glover who aren't agreeing necessarily with all the things that he's saying. I think the same thing will happen with Daenerys. We see Yara in the promo trailer saying we should strike King's Landing immediately, and we obviously maybe the people at the door say no, we need to be more methodical, or Olenna from Highgarden and the Reach, maybe we need to attack them from three fronts or something like that. There might. I'm interested to kind of see the strategy that they go over in this episode. So I definitely think that not all of them will be agreeing. I mean, for Daenerys to have just a bunch of yes men would not work. All of them bring something different to the table. Obviously, each region of Westeros has their own advantages and pros and cons of what they can offer Daenerys. So they're all assets, but I don't know. The herd has to be thinned out today. And we know that a lot of characters have to die this season. So I think we're getting a couple Sand Snake deaths today. And, I think that Euron's going to capture Yara, Illyria, and probably Tyene Sand. So there's going to be quite a bit of stuff. Stannis the Manus says Euron is the Valonqar. I think that's fake news. I don't believe that. I think that Jaime is the only person that could be the Valonqar. Sego Poetic says, Azor Ahai and fellow Throners, yay for episode 2 tonight. I just subscribed to HBO Now, which has a discount for students. That's awesome. Yeah, you gotta make sure that you're seeing these episodes. It's what's up. Game of Thrones is the best show on television. What's up, Sir Hunt's Reviews? We see Mark in the chat as well. Saturday, yeah, she's Saga said Saturday. Oh, Quinn himself. What's going on, Quinn? Will she make landfall with the dragons while they are in the sea battle? Would be interesting if by the time he got back, there's no safe place to port. Yeah, it's going to be really interesting because I think that Daenerys is going to split up her forces, Matt. And I think that what's going to happen is that where they are at Dragonstone and where Euron is coming from Blackwater Bay, there's a place called Shipbreaker Bay. And I think that Euron's actually going to send some of his forces around Dragonstone, and they're going to trap basically Yara and the Iron Fleet's forces. And what they're going to do is I'm not sure if there's a cannon on there, but it looks like in the preview from the trailer that they're using some sort of, I don't know, catapults with basically all of these big balls that would have oil on them and fire, and they're going to be flung. So it may be that they have like a type of scorpion or something like that, or catapults on their ships, or maybe they even have cannons. I'm not sure if they're that far advanced in Westeros. We know that most people do battles with spears and stuff like that. So I don't know if we're getting into like gun territory where Westeros is finally advancing to start doing some of that. But pirates will be pirates, and who knows? Maybe we can have a blunderbuss or something like that. But I don't know. There's going to be some sort of weaponry. We've got to take Daenerys down a notch, and part of her fleet has to get destroyed, I believe. And everybody say hello to Quinn in the chat. He's actually my friend from Sault Ste. Marie. We were chilling out last night. He runs a live music company here in town, and we always hang out and we listen to live music. He plays in a band as well. Stannis the Manus. Euron makes it clear he has two good hands and Jaime has one hand. Yeah, I think that they're trolling you there, Dan and Dave, and the showrunners are trolling you there. That's what they want you to believe, that Euron could possibly become the Valonqar. I'm sure that they get told all these crazy theories from Reddit all the time, and we've been trolled more than once in the show. So I don't think that Euron's going to be the Valonqar. It would be much less impactful if Euron does it. I mean, wouldn't it be Jaime coming full circle again if he has to do the same thing he did to the Mad Queen, to the Mad King, to the Mad Queen in a different way? So I think that's the only way it could go down, is with that. So you think that the Hound will live? I absolutely think that he will live. Obviously, from the last episode, we know that the Lord of Light or whoever this higher being or power is has something more in store for Sandor, and this is correct. We know that he was burned by fire at a very young age from his brother, and he didn't die. So the fact that he's still around and he's been scarred by this specific moment, this experience, does make him special. And I think he is actually a champion of the Lord of Light, or the side of fire, if you want to call it that. I think more in the end we will see that there's not really any gods, and there's all of these things that are happening more so can be explained by science. But obviously we do have magic in the world of Westeros, and I believe that some of these things will be explained, but some of them won't. And yeah, I think that Sandor has got a very, very important part to play. And I think that what we've seen so far in the story, we connect with certain characters who have honesty, and Sandor is one of these people who is a very honest character who we can be like, wow, he is empathetic and loving. I think that is something that we could all associate with in our own lives. I think that all of us want to experience love and compassion and joy, and you see the true remorsefulness that he's experiencing in this episode, specifically the last one, because of what he's done to these people. So I think that, yeah, the Hound has kind of become I don't want to say the heartbeat of the show, but for us, the viewers, we can relate with what's going on, because he actually is reflecting on his mistakes, and we all make mistakes. We're human. So I think that, yeah, there's a lot of characters in the story that don't reflect on their mistakes, like Cersei, like she just doesn't care. Euron's just absolutely mad. Rand's and the Hound is technically perceived as an evil character, or someone that's done a lot of bad with himself for the first part of his arc. So we see this amazing arc from Sandor, and he's slowly, I mean, not slowly, but he's starting to come to the climax of his arc, and it's going to be what he achieves. I think he's going to die saving one of the Stark girls. It won't be this season, but I think that it would be amazing to see him reconnect with the Starks. They really, truly do care about family, and Sandor never really had that. So I think that part of him yearns for that, and he's really, really invested in that, specifically because he understands they experienced tragedy like he did. And I mean, the Hound's sister died when he was younger, and I think he sees Sansa and Arya in a very loving way, sisterly, not sexually or romantically. I think he genuinely cares about them because he's experienced things on the same type of level they have. Sorry about my rant about the Hound, guys. You guys know how much I love. Sorry, I haven't been paying attention to the chat, but paying attention to the chat as much as I like. But when I get into my answers, you guys can see I talk a lot with my hands, and I like to make sure that I explain things thoroughly. There's some really awesome. The Hound is not a Targaryen. They're trolling you in the chat. Everybody believes that there's like 75 secret Targaryens, so don't believe them. You think Bran caused the mountain to burn his brother? I think that's a stretch. Quay says to Daenerys, remember who you are. What do you think that means? I'm not sure. I don't even think Quaith or Quaithy, however you pronounce it, is not going to be important to the story in the end. We could be completely wrong. What's up, Jim? Yeah, Arya did leave him for dead. You know what I think is actually going to happen? And everybody, I don't know if this is complete tinfoil, but imagine we have a scenario where, because Sandor was given a second chance at life, well, technically a third chance, but a second chance at life from Arya, and the White Walkers are coming down on Winterfell, he takes fire to make sure that the Whites aren't advancing close enough to Arya, and he gives Arya enough time to escape, and he goes down like killing a bunch of Whites in a White Walker. How crazy would that be, but with fire? So he dies, but he dies by fire, so he can't be reanimated as a White. So I think that would be amazing. I think that that's where it's going. He's going to eventually use fire. He's going to face his fear, but it's also going to lead to his demise. So, tu parles français, mon ami Scout? C'est une chose française, parler avec les mains. Oui, merci. Would anyone need? We could talk about Jon's revival after. What's going on, Eli? Thanks for joining us, buddy. Glad to have you back here in the chats, buddy. It is lit. We have 200 people watching, which is awesome. Usually we have a couple hundred people with my guests, but it's just me today. So I'm so glad that all of you can join me and hang out. Really would appreciate you guys smashing the like button. We got 66 right now and 204 watching. So I think we can get that a little bit higher. Allison says, do you think that Melisandre knows about Jon's parentage, or just that he's special but doesn't really know that how he's special? Yeah, she knows that he's special. I don't know if she necessarily knows that he's Rhaegar and Lyanna's son. But we see her talk in the most recent trailer that you and another have a role to play to Daenerys, and I think that Jon is the prince that was promised, and it's possible that Daenerys and Jon both fill the Azor Ahai prophecy. I mean, they both have so many things that fit that prophecy very well. So yeah. Do you think that Q&A Archangel? Do you think that Dany and Drogon are mean mugging on the beach of Dragonstone in the first trailer? No, I don't. It's raining outside. I don't know if you can hear it through my microphone. Wesley Mons, Azor Ahai. Did you notice in the opening credits for season 7 that yeah, let's talk about this. This is a great point. That Eastwatch by the sea is actually frozen compared to the other 6 seasons, or it is not. So is this foreshadowing? Yes, I absolutely believe it is. I actually did a video with Sandor about how I believe Eastwatch by the Sea is going to be Hardhome 2.0 and how the White Walkers are going to attack the wall on 2 fronts. They're going to scale it. So next episode, we're going to see the Unsullied go under Casterly Rock and scale it. Same thing's going to happen with the wall, except the White Walkers are going to scale it and they're going to go around. And the Night King is going to create this like wave of ice, and he's going to come over, and they're going to be like, "Oh my God, I thought they couldn't pass the wall." So the White Walkers are going to come around because it is now ice, and we know that the White Walkers can manipulate ice. So they're going to go around the magic of the wall, and the Night King is going to come surprise Eastwatch by the Sea, and it's going to be really, really bad. So yes, I do believe it's foreshadowing, and I did say it in my Hard Home video with Sandor. It says Hard Home 2.0, and I talk about the vision that Sandor had in episode 1, Dragonstone. Hey, Angelina. Everybody say hello to Angelina, a cousin Ahai, in the chat. What's going on? Oh, who do I think they're mean mugging? I don't know. I mean, they just hate Dragonstone, I guess. Catfish talks. Azor Ahai draws a sword from fire. Daenerys is kind of like Fire Dragon Queen and all. And this theory, maybe. Yeah. Actually, I believe I can't remember. Unlimited Tacos from Reddit Free Folk. And Adam Richards, who's actually a subscriber of the channel, he did a paper on symbolism and endgame of a Game of Thrones, and he hypothesized that the Night Queen, would be Daenerys based on the Pact of Ice and Fire and the vision in the show from the House of the Undying, where Daenerys is beyond the wall and she doesn't quite stay there in that purgatory-like state with Khal Drogo and Rhaegar. But basically, this insinuates that her destiny is beyond the wall, and it's possible that there's another pact. But if you look at the front page of the book, and you can go check it out in my Night Queen theory video, I just released it yesterday or the day before. But basically, it explains that on the front page of this book called The Legends of the Long Night that Gilly is holding while they're at the Citadel, it shows the Night Queen, and basically, it's not the Night King. It's a female White Walker, and in her chest, you can see a sword running through it. So I think that actually the retelling of the Azor Ahai prophecy and all of these legends, it's like banana phone when you're in kindergarten or pre-K. I don't know what everyone calls it where they are, but you tell someone something and someone says something to someone else, and then by the end, the 10 people that have heard the first person's whatever, what the first person said is completely changed by the 10th person. So this history is being manipulated by all of these different people, transcribing it and changing it over the years. So I think that Nissa is possibly the Night Queen, and maybe they couldn't find a way to beat the White Walkers, and this was the only way that they could stop the Long Night from completely consuming the world, and that was offering Nissa Azor Ahai offering his wife. So, but yes, I do believe a Hard Home 2.0 is coming, and I do think that it's possible that Daenerys is Nissa. I think regardless whether Jon creates Lightbringer and kills, I think Daenerys is going to die in some way. I think that Jon will survive Daenerys, but I think his destiny will be quite sad in the end, and unfortunately, it'll be bittersweet. Oh, we have Rosa in the chat, everyone. Let's say hello. Let's show some love to Rosa. If everybody could spam some fire and chicken emojis, that'd be awesome. All right. Trelawney, I'm sorry I can't get to all your questions, guys. I'm trying to look at as many comments and questions as I can, but we'll make sure we have an awesome chat. I'll make it awesome for you guys. Hype for you guys. If Bran ruins Trelawney says, if Bran ruins the magic of the wall, then he better make a great difference. Absolutely. I think that Bran and Jon together will figure out a way to defeat the Night King. I think that, you know, the Night King is a green seer, and he can work the dead because he's in that purgatory-like state because of the dragon glass in his chest. So he's the one who can animate the dead like a necromancer, and Bran can work or skin change into things that are living. I think that at some point Bran will become so powerful that he's a well, he's already pretty much a demigod, but he will become so powerful to the point where he can warg the Night King, and he will warg his mind, and that's where Jon will kill the Night King with Lightbringer. I don't think that the Night King can specifically be killed by regular Valyrian steel. I think that someone will try to achieve that, and they will be like, oh God, like it will hit the night. It will just like, I don't know if it will break, but I think that the Night King will just be like, you know what I mean? Because I do think that the Night King is the only White Walker, and I say this specifically because I know that Benjen has dragon glass in his chest. He's the only White Walker that actually has dragon glass in his chest. So I think that the Night King made the other White Walkers. I could be completely wrong on this one, but I do think that this is the case. So it'll be really interesting to see where all this information comes from, and how Baby Sam fits into the equation, and Lightbringer and Dawn, and there's all of these things that haven't been answered. And we got 13 episodes left, and of course we got 2 books. Who knows when the hell those will come out? But I think that, you know, blood magic can explain a little bit of it. The creation of Lightbringer, obviously the nature itself, just this higher purpose or being, or whoever created this universe is partially choosing people's destinies. I do think we do have our own fate, but we can manipulate that. So I don't know if that will ever be explained in the books or the show, because that's something that makes the world so great, not knowing about that. But yeah. Will we see Rhaegar by Bran this season, says Stannis the Manus? Yes. I do believe we're going to see the Tournament of Harrenhal, and I think we're actually going to see Rhaegar and Lyanna married at the Isle of the Faces. I think we're going to see the Night of the Laughing Tree stuff, and we will see why Rhaegar fell in love with Lyanna. Probably see some more Hallan Reed. That would be awesome. Riddle of Seed says, I would love to see Gendry. Yeah, I think we're going to see Gendry next episode. The episode is Stormborn, and I think that we're going to, you know, it's going to be focused on Euron, who is the storm god, or thinks he is. The Night King who brings the storm. Gendry Baratheon, his lineage, Storm's End. You know, Robb Baratheon was his father, and Stormborn Daenerys Targaryen. So, yeah, I think that, yeah. Woo, we got another. Aaron, you're giving me too many donations today. She says, this is $32 total from Aaron so far. Let's get this Game of Thrones day going. Let's get hyped. All right, everyone. If everyone in the chat could spam the fire emoji, we're looking into the flames. We're trying to figure out what is going to be happening in episode 2, Stormborn. Everybody spam those fire emojis in the chat. Let's see how many people can spam the fire emojis. And we have Smokahontas. So I'm going to go back up here and try to answer some more questions. Jaspreet saying, would the presence of the Dothraki in her army be a problem in the invasion since all the 7 kingdoms hate them? Yeah, I think that's the bigger reason why Randall Tarley is going to side with Cersei, Jaspreet. And I hope I'm not mispronouncing your name, sir, or miss. I apologize. I can't see your avatar there. But I think that that's going to be a big reason, because you can kind of associate the Dothraki with the wildlings, and we know that he didn't like the wildlings, so that's possibly a thing. But again, yeah, Sandor Clegane's in the chat, and Peter Griffin's in the chat. But yeah, Sandor, all you guys, I think they're going to see Gendry this episode. Woohoo! That's a lot of fire. Oh yeah. All right, Misha Monster. What do you think will happen to Daenerys Targaryen this season specifically, Misha? I think that she's going to get what she wants in the end, maybe with the Iron Throne, and maybe not. She's going to realize that Jon captivates her, and she's going to listen to Jon and go north with Jon, and they're going to start the war for Dawn. Get set up with that. But I think that in the end, Daenerys will get the Iron Throne, but she will have this empty feeling that it's not her destiny. And I think we see in the House of the Undying vision, she doesn't touch the throne. She goes north beyond the wall. She realizes that her destiny is to fight the White Walkers. And she will die doing that. Sandor Clegane, I'm not touching the fire emoji. Oh my God. I love whoever this is awesome. I love these fake accounts. I also love the fake George R. R. Martin account. Love that too. Gabriella Reed. HD, I'm not sure, but me and Secrets are going to be doing some more videos. Gray's got a very busy schedule. We're going to try to get her back on the channel. Talking Thrones is also very busy with his stuff, doing great videos. So we'll try to make it happen. Like I said, everybody's doing kind of their own thing, but me and Gemma are for sure going to be making some videos, but we will try to get Gray on the channel again as well. Gabriella Reed, Azor Ahai, I've been wondering this, but if the wall's magic breaks because of the Night King's mark, wouldn't that confirm Bran the Builder as the very first three-eyed raven since the magics are the same? Yeah, that's pretty crazy, Gabriella. I think that obviously all the brands are pretty magical. I mean, it might skip a generation, but maybe every 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 generations, there's a new brand that is like Brandon Stark, our Bran Stark that we see. I think that you could be right on the money, and that Bran the Builder was that kind of person, creating the same kind of magic that we saw at the cave with the three-eyed raven, Storm's End, Winterfell, the wall, stuff like that. So I think you might be on the money, Gabrielle. I love that. I love that thought. Piano Girl, what do you think Arya's fate is? I think that Arya is going to be a badass weapon for the War for Dawn. She's going to have the Cat's Paw dagger, which is a Valyrian steel dagger, and I think that she will fight alongside Jon and Sandor and them. I don't know if she'll survive, but we do know that George R. R. Martin's wife's favorite character is Arya, so that's huge. Kira Hooper says, is Bran really in a coma and we are all really looking through is a pass? Could he possibly be the Night King? I've noticed that they are never shown together. Well, they are shown together in the One Vision. But I think that I don't think that Bran is the Night King because they're actually existing in the same timeline. I don't think that it could be more like, I don't think that Bran is the Night King. I think that Bran obviously has connections to the Night King, and the Night King could possibly be a Stark or a Bolton, like Nan says. Old Man says, but I don't think that Bran is the Night King. Although I do love Nexus theory, Game of Theory's theory on that. Mr. Jazz Free, welcome. Nice to see you. You guys are still putting fire emojis in the chat. I love this. That's what I'm talking about, says Aaron. Hit that like button. Hit that like button before Jordan touches it. We have 244 viewers, 247. That's actually a record on the channel. Wow. This is so awesome for all of you joining me today. Really, really appreciate it. Let's keep the questions going. Q&A. Let's scroll up here. We got some chickens down in the chat there too. What do you think of my Obsidian Bomb theory? Am I crackpot or legit onto something? I think you're onto something, Lauren. We should collab and do like a podcast on it sometime and discuss it with like Gemma or something. I would love that. She divorces and kills Arya. Okay. Abhishek Jane says, Ned Stark's sword named Ice, which was used to make 2 swords, the Oathkeeper and Widow's will be reforged again by Gendry and wielded by Jon with fire on it, thus making it the Song of Ice and Fire. Yeah, I think that the Song of Ice and Fire is actually going to be fulfilled on multiple levels. Jon is Ice and Fire, Targaryen and Stark. We see obviously nature is being reflected with dragons and White Walkers, these elemental beings. Obviously, it could be reflected in alchemy as well, the making of objects like swords, weaponry, stuff like that. So I think it will be reflected in multiple levels of the story, not just one thing, because Ice and Fire is kind of an all-encompassing thing. We talk about the universe and how light works and how the fusion of the sun works and all that sort of stuff. So science, obviously, magic, actual just natural things that are happening in nature. So it's happening on multiple levels. So I think that you could be right though. I think that Gendry is specifically referenced as a blacksmith for a reason. We don't really have anyone else who's really a blacksmith that's focused on like that. Gendry is a blacksmith for a reason. I think that it's possible that he reforges ice, or he basically learns how to make or melt down the Iron Throne or make Valyrian steel armor, something like that. Will Sansa learn how to defend herself, or will she hide behind Brienne? She will definitely learn how to defend herself. I think that Arya and Brienne will kind of take her under her wing a little bit this season. I don't think that she will be the one to kill Littlefinger. I think Arya will, but she will definitely play a strong role in that. I think that she's actually going to be more of a political player like Littlefinger. I think that she learned a lot from him and Cersei and all that. She knows that her weapon, I think that she's going to use it. She's going to trick Littlefinger by pretending to sleep with him, by using her beauty and her personality to manipulate people. I think that's where she's probably the most beautiful woman in the Seven Kingdoms. I know everybody has their preference. You know, I know Emilia Clarke is beautiful, and I personally think Natalie Emmanuel is the most beautiful woman in the story. But as far as the character goes, Sansa's is beautiful, beautiful young woman, and I think that you could use that to her advantage. And we heard her talk about that in the last episode with Jon, of the influences of Cersei and Olenna and these other people that have taught her these lessons. So I think that specifically she could, but I think she's going to be more involved in the political side of things. I hope I'm not. Do you think the gods are real? I'm not sure. I don't specifically believe that in real life, but JD Shark, any plans on collabing with Rawers because Geeker Smokescreen? Would love to see you discuss Game of Thrones with them. How about you reach out to them, and if they want to come chat, I would love that. I would love to. I actually got an interview with Smokescreen at Con of Thrones that I will be uploading in the next couple of days. So we did kind of collab. So that would be cool. I got to meet Chris in person. Really nice guy. Great energy. Really passionate about A Song of Ice and Fire and Game of Thrones. Does an absolutely amazing live stream. He will be going live at 10:30 tonight. So if you guys want to go check that out, I think that yeah, you should definitely go check that out. I think that you would enjoy it. Chris does an absolutely great live show, probably one of the best out there. So but yeah, I think that would be cool. I'm down to collaborate with anyone. I love it. I love chatting Game of Thrones. I'll chat Game of Thrones with anyone. I'm just gonna scroll up here. If Jorah, Ash Scott says, if Jorah drinks crushed obsidian smoothie to cure grayscale, will it give him some kind of immunity by being turned by the White Walkers? I'm not sure about immunity to being turned by the White Walkers, but I do know it will cure him in grayscale. I think that we know that that's going to happen. Joey says, I think Rhaegar will be the dragon of fire needed for a new Ice and Fire. Yeah, it's definitely possible for Ice. Smokahontas. Oh, T-Baby. What's going on, T? T-Baby is on a small council who do an absolutely amazing live stream with James of Thrones, LaDonna, and some others. Will we get a wolf pack tonight? Yes, we will, T. I think that we're going to get a wolf pack tonight. I think that, obviously, Arya is wanting to go to King's Landing, and I think that her way of thinking is very dangerous right now, and I think that we need to have that Stark reunion at some point in the story, and I think it's going to be this season. They need to get back together. Sansa needs another ally. Obviously, she has Brienne and other people within Winterfell, but I think that this episode, we see her sitting by the fire. It would be a perfect opportunity if Nymeria was with her wolf pack, and then she experiences this moment where she's like, wow, Nymeria has her own wolf pack. I got to go back to Winterfell, to my pack, to Bran, to Sansa, and then I think that she's gonna hear. She'll hear word that Winterfell is now safe to go back to. So I think that that's gonna happen, T. But I do think that we're gonna see a wolf pack tonight, and then we're gonna have this amazing moment with Nymeria and the other wolves. So I think that it's gonna be bittersweet because that'll be the last moment that Arya and Nymeria will interact together. But hey, I'll take any direwolves I can get in the show. We've had a lot of dragons and not enough direwolves, so I'll take what I can get. Could Game of Thrones really be about the Lord of Light and the Great Other, which one of them ends up on top of the story? Yeah, I mean, like this chess game being played type of deal. I don't know if I believe that. But it's certainly an interesting thought. Kind of, we're all pawns, you know. Q&A Piano Girl, do you think Gendry will talk to Jon about Arya when they meet each other? I'm not sure, but I don't know if Gendry and Arya will be meeting back up again this season, but I would certainly love to see that. George also did confirm that in the books, Gendry and Arya will be meeting again. So I don't know if Dan and Dave specifically have had talks with George about that meeting for the show. I'm assuming they have, because since it's so closely connected. I know the show and the books are kind of different things at this point, but I do think that they will interact in the show. Specifically, though, Gendry will talk about Jon. We'll talk to Jon about Arya. I don't know about that. What is Sir Jaime's White Book moment? I think it's going to be he's going to die protecting Bran or Jon Snow. He always regretted that he couldn't better protect Ilya's children, and Rhaegar told Jaime before he left that he would like to call a council to change things in King's Landing because he knew his father wasn't doing a good job anymore because he was mad. But I think that it would be kind of coming full circle that Jaime dies protecting Bran because he knows that Bran is the only way to defeat the Night King. If they just, Sam will discover something or Bran discovers something, I think that Jaime dying to protect Bran would be amazing. And I know a lot of people think that he will die going out with Cersei. I think that would be I actually don't think that's going to happen. What I actually do think is possible is I hypothesized this a long time ago, but like, imagine he has to do the thing which he tried to prevent. So there's a bunch of wildfire in King's Landing. Jaime and the White Walkers are in the throne room or somewhere, and he blows himself up with the rest of the wildfire and blows up King's Landing. He tried to prevent that with the Mad King. So there could be a sort of scenario where things are repeating themselves again and they have to make the same choice, but the choice that was wrong is actually the right choice because it will prevent something even worse. So I think that that's definitely something that we can kind of look forward to with multiple character story arcs. I think that would be awesome. And I hope you guys are enjoying the stream today. I'm really excited, as you can see. I'm just going to take a drink of water here. I've been talking really fast. Really, really enjoy hanging out with all of you today. 262 people watching. That's actually a record, and I don't have any guests, so thank you so much for coming to hang out with me today. What is Jaqen doing at the Citadel? Whose side are the Faceless Men on? Well, Jaqen is trying to get the book called The Death of Dragons in the books. So specifically, the Faceless Men are trying to, they know about Daenerys Targaryen. I don't know if they're linked to Marwyn the Mage in the books or whatnot. I'm actually going to turn the fan on. It's super hot in here. 1 second. Sorry, everyone. Ugh. All right. But I think that Jaqen, for that, like, in the books, is going to be very different than the show. I don't know if the Faceless Men are actually written out of the show. What do you people think? Do you think that we're, I mean, I don't know. I just don't know where they could go with the Faceless Men story arc. Someone had an interesting comment earlier. Aaron, who's been donating a bunch of money today, said that, what if one of the Lannister soldiers with Arya is a Faceless Man? And I said, well, that would be interesting. I don't know what the purpose that would be, maybe to just keep a closer eye on Arya. But yeah, I don't know how the Faceless Men fit in the story going forward. Maybe they come to Arya's aid. I mean, they give the gift of death, so maybe they think that the Night King is a mockery of their gift, so they may not align themselves with that. But I don't know. They're kind of closely, they do have a lot in common. How they practice things. Obviously, they aren't White Walkers, but you know, the way they perceive things is very, very different from all of the other cults or religions in Westeros. But yeah, I think that Jack. I mean, I think Tom Malishka. I don't know if it was rumored that he was filming or not. I can't remember on that one, but it's possible that we do see him. Stannis the Menace says, Q&A, Rhaegar, his penis is the sword that killed Lyanna. Nisa created Lightbringer Jon. Yeah, you know, it would be kind of tragic is, well, it would be tragic if Robert Baratheon killed Rhaegar and he was actually Azor Ahai. He was actually the one that was going to change everything. But Rhaegar still achieved his goal by creating Jon Lightbringer. I think that that's a lovely theory. I like that one a lot. I kind of went into that one actually a few weeks ago, that Jon is Lightbringer, when they started announcing the Firewhite news stuff. So if you guys can go check that out if you like. But yeah, I like that one. I don't know if I necessarily believe it, but I presented it to try to look at all the different ideas. Ed Sheeran is a Faceless Man? That would be cool. I think he's only in one episode, though. Reitz, what type of punishment will Cersei use on Illyria and the Sand Snakes? I actually think it's going to be a repeat of what happened with Rickard Stark and Brandon Stark, so Ned's father and brother. I actually think that she's going to burn Illyria Sand alive with wildfire, and I actually think that she's going to tie Tyene at the neck, and Tyene's going to strangle herself trying to save Illyria Sand. So I think that that's going to happen. Like I said, I believe that a lot of things are going to repeat themselves in history, for better, for worse. Cersei's becoming the Mad Queen, so I think that that's going to happen. Oh, I got to plug in my laptop. Jeez, it's gonna die here, and we don't want the stream to stop. That would be bad news. Sorry, everyone. All right, so yeah, that's what I think is gonna happen. Gemma, yeah, you're spot on. Gemma knows what's up. You know that Jon is Lightbringer, Allison? Well, I'm glad for you. Foreshadowing Arya killing Cersei using Jaime's persona. I like that one too. That one's fun. Emotionally slutty. Oh my god. Q&A. Do you think the White Walkers are coming for their prince that was promised, like the children promised them that there would be that would end their petty wars in Westeros. After all, they are victims of the fighting. Yeah. So the Night King never got acclimated into this being, right? Obviously, he didn't have the choice to. Well, now he has. He's stuck in this form, and obviously he brings the storm with him, and he can reanimate the dead and stuff like that. So I don't know if he's stuck in like this loop in his mind, or he can only know his mission from the Children of the Forest. It's possible that the fact that he had a family before and stuff like that. I don't know if we're going to go back in time and figure out more if we're going to learn more about this specific person. I think it would be good to try to make us empathize with what happened to him. Knowing that he had a family that he loved, and we see this, even though Cersei's a shitty person, we know that she still loves her children and whatnot, right? So I think that this person who is cutting down all the weirwood trees, I think that's possible. It was Brandon of the Bloody Blade. You guys can go look it up, but basically he killed so many children in the forest at the Blue Lake that it became known as the Red Lake. And they were cutting down all their weirwood trees. And Brandon of the Bloody Blade was actually believed to be son of Brandon the Builder or Garth the Green Hand. So very, very interesting, kind of like a Darth Vader type scenario where the Night King is a Stark, and it kind of comes full circle that the Starks were some of the most evil people back in the day, and you know, we associate the Starks with being these good people now, but all the stuff that is happening because of this ancient history. So yeah. I feel like I'm dropping a lot of knowledge bombs today. I feel more on point. I think I'm well rested. I'm gonna have to take a little bit of a nap after because I'm getting excited for tonight, and I gotta eat some food and go hang out. But yeah. Oh, Marta Costeles. Hiya there from Spain. Welcome. Thank you so much for joining us. Paul Hartman says, who is the Promised Prince? They need to know who to hold accountable. Paul, come on. Not an appropriate question. Here we go. Let's go up. Somnath, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Thank you for joining us. Do you think Varys is helping and trying Targaryen or Blackfires to be the ruler? I think that Varys genuinely in the show specifically, I don't know, in the books it might be different. I think that he's actually trying to prop up the Blackfire to get Daenerys to go over to Westeros specifically. I think that he genuinely believes that Daenerys can achieve some good in Westeros with the proper cabinet, obviously Tyrion and other people and him. But I think that he just genuinely believes that the Lannisters are the right people for the role, and it's this long game thing, trying to systematically eliminate these houses to finally get to this final point where Daenerys or someone like Jon Snow is on the throne. Hey, Paul, could be ingesting the dragon glass heal people in the same way that putting dragon glass. Yeah, that could mean dragon glass. It could heal the undead. That would be interesting. That would be a really easy way to do it, though, would it not? I think that it might be more complicated than just doing that. So yeah. Q&A, Old Red Dragon, one of my friends from Amino. Well, welcome, buddy. Do you think that Euron might take one captive, kill another by saying that the one survives will have a horrendous death? Yeah, I think that we're going to see. Obviously, we saw the charismatic side of Euron last week. This week, we're going to see the more crazy, insane, sociopathic side of Euron. He's definitely going to do some really bad shit this episode, and I think it's going to be awesome because the Forsaken chapter, the stuff that George achieved in that chapter was very H.P. Lovecraftian, obviously, but it was very, very dark, and it set this tone for Winds of Winter that I'm really excited for. Obviously, we're all waiting for the book. For the book readers, anyways, are super excited for the book to come out. But I'm optimistic after the last episode. I thought Pilu did a pretty good job. I'm just hoping that we see that other side of Euron, the side of Euron that really matters. This crazy side, this bloodlust, this battle rage of his that's achieved in the show. But thanks for the question, Old Red Dragon. Extra crispy hype. He says, "What's up? What's going on, buddy? We met at Con of Thrones. Such a nice guy." Euron leaves to get Cersei her present. How would he know the Sand Snakes killed her daughter? Cersei can imply that she thinks that Marcella was given the kiss of death by Illyria, some sort of poison. I mean, we might hear Qyburn talk about it to Euron or something like that. They may confirm it. They're like, hey, like, this poison was used to kill Marcella. We got to remember that Maester still examined her body and stuff like that. So they would probably know that I don't know if it was the Tears of Lys or what specific poison was used, but I think we've got to assume that they did an autopsy on her body. Let me scroll up. I've been having long answers today. Do you think Theon will rescue Yara? Yes, Yara's going to get captured, but I think that Yara's going to die. And that's what's going to be the pushing point to Euron becoming Theon, the latecomer, and he's going to become king of the Iron Islands eventually. Thanks for coming, Jen. Really appreciate it. 297 people watching. Are we going to hit 300 today? That would be so hype. I would be really excited for that. Here we go. Bran to work back into the Children of the Forest and not put Dragonglass in. That would be freaking crazy. I just don't think there's going to be a time loop thing. I don't think that will be good enough. It'll be 4 a.m. here for me, says Tina. Have been thinking about a nap since I woke up almost 11 p.m., so it's probably not going to do it. Yeah, I'm so excited for the next episode. Oh, I'm really excited. Q&A, Jackie says, Jon is Lightbringer. He will kill the Night King using the Sword Dawn. Yeah, I think that Bran's going to work the Night King, and Jon's going to kill him with the final blow. Blue Winter, I strongly believe Arya will murder the Lannister soldier. HBO just wants us to think she is humane and won't hurt them. Yeah, it's possible that they're pulling the wool over our eyes. Q&A. Jaime's endgame will be protecting Rhaegar's last child. Yeah, that would be awesome. Like I said, he knew that Rhaegar wanted to hold the council. The tournament of the Harrenhal, I believe, was secretly held because Rhaegar wanted to organize all of the lords together to let them know that he wanted to gain their support and know that things were going to change behind the scenes. So, yeah. Oh, I think that Theon will try to rescue Yara, but he will not succeed. Yeah. Sandor is Azor Ahai. I think multiple people will fulfill part of the Azor Ahai prophecy, but there is only one really Azor Ahai, and that's Jon. Aunt and nephew, yes. Oh God, Euron's gonna do some bad stuff. David, we're at 312 viewers. That's awesome. Really excited for this. It's been awesome so far. Extra crispy. Euron leaves. Let's go down. More questions. We have 310 watching and 145 likes. We can smash that like button, everyone. Would be much appreciated. Sansa wed Tyrion, that's correct. What do you think the next episode will open on and close on? I think that we're going to open on Daenerys on Dragonstone. I think that's going to happen. I think we'll see that happen. And then I think we will go to, or it's possible that we get the sea battle right away. Or no, we get Daenerys talking about how she's going to split up her forces. And then we get Euron coming in and there's a big battle. I think we can do that. And then we'll have Jon's council and then Jon heading to Dragonstone by the end of the episode. And I think Jon meeting Daenerys will be the end of the episode. I think probably something like that. Or Euron returning to King's Landing and Cersei doing something crazy with the gifts. If Littlefinger is killed in the north, what will happen to his army? Yeah, he's going to get killed. He's going to get executed by Arya, I believe, in front of a weirwood tree. But Sansa will take over the army of the Vale because of Sweet Robin and Bronze Yohn Royce, if they are still alive. What role do you want Nymeria to play? I mean, the role that Nymeria is going to play is she's going to basically inspire Arya to go back to Winterfell to her pack. So she will see Nymeria with her own pack, and then Nymeria will go back to Winterfell. Raise the elbow. What's going on, my man? We are here with 310 people watching. Thank you so much again. Really having a great time hanging out with all of you. Get some more questions here. Jaspreet says, when the Faceless Men change faces, do clothes change too? According to the person they are changing into, no. I'm not sure about that, actually. I'm not an expert on the Faceless Men, but I know that they're very smart and they're ninjas, basically. If you guys are interested in history, I can go research the Hashashin, which is an ancient order in Persia back in the day, and they were basically people that they used to hire to install in monarchies and in dynasties, and they would mimic monarchs' movements or study them, and then they would basically eliminate a prince or a princess or a king to destabilize the region. Very, very cool stuff. Hashashin. I think Nymeria will help against Lannister soldiers. That would be cool. I don't think that Euron will try to kill Cersei, no. Raise the Alba. What does Littlefinger tell Jon when he chokes Littlefinger? I think what's going to happen is I think that Jon and Sansa are going to have a private conversation, obviously, down in the Crypts of Winterfell. Jon is going to be honoring, going to be near Rickon's burial site and Ned's tomb. And I think that basically they're going to be talking about what he, that they need to stick together before he leaves, and that's going to be like the final meeting before he leaves, or one of the final meetings. And Littlefinger is going to come down there after they are done talking, and he's going to mention that he thinks that Sansa should be the one ruling the North, and then he's going to mention how he thinks that Jon is unfit to rule because he is too much like Ned or Brandon or Robb, and then Jon is going to take offense to that. But there's also a possibility that he also mentions something about his mother, Lyanna, and he tries to call his mother a certain word or something like that, or he tries to trigger Jon that way. Or tries to say that Ned wasn't a good father or something like that. It's going to be something related to family. That's for sure, Race. Thanks for the question, buddy. One cutie Jen says, do you think Euron is the Valancourt? So this question is coming up in the chat a lot right now, and I'm just going to address it for everyone so everyone knows my clear answer. I do not think that Euron is the Valancourt. I think it is 100% Jaime, and that's the only way it could go down. I think that it's coming a full circle thing, right? Because Jaime is going to see the signs of Cersei turning into heiress. It's going to be really bittersweet for him to kill the person that he loves the most in the world. So I think that for it to be Euron, it would be so much less impactful. I mean, we could say that all of these other people are Euron, or all these other people represent a little brother, or this little person, a younger person than another person, other than Cersei specifically. But I think that it has to be Jaime. It has to be. It's the most impactful moment. Now, it could be Tyrion, but I mean, think about it. Think about it for a second. It's got to be Jaime. So I think it's Jaime. Thanks for the question. History is repeating itself, yeah. Okay, here's a good question for everyone in the chat. I want to ask who think who's going to be the MVP of episode 2. And I actually think that it's going to be Euron Greyjoy. I think that the sea battle is going to be absolutely insane. I think that we're going to be really, really impressed by the battle scene, the big naval scene. I think that it's going to be Euron Greyjoy. And I think he's going to have a similar impact to that of Oberyn Martell did in season 4. So I think that we can look forward to a similar type of impact. Specifically, I think that Euron survives into season 8, so it won't just be a one-off season type of thing. I think that Euron Greyjoy is going to be the MVP of episode 2, but it could be someone else too. But what does everybody think in the chat? Who's going to be the MVP? Is it going to be Euron? Some people are saying Gendry. Nymeria, that's a great one. Oh, Jaime Lannister as well. If they're going to be doing, or also we could say Grey Worm too, because I think he's going. I mean, if we're getting the Siege of Casterly Rock, but I think Jaime Lannister, because there's going to be a big battle with the Lannister army as well. So I think that Jaime Lannister or Euron Greyjoy is going to be the MVP of episode 2. Do I think that Jaime should be afraid of Cersei? Yeah, she's crazy as shit. So wow, we got a lot of Euron Greyjoys. So people, are you guys happy with Euron Greyjoy's adaptation in the episode 1 Dragonstone of season 7? It seems like people have kind of come around on him. I know people weren't impressed by the Kingsmoot, but I was really impressed with his performance in episode 1. He had some great lines. It looks like he's going to have some comedic value to him as well. Euron was sizing up the mountain. Bronn saves Jaime. Bronn's going to be the MVP. Checking out Littlefinger. MVP Hot Pie, the return of Hot Pie. Damn. Dragonbinder Riot. The new Euron rocks. Who else? Jaime should be scared. Yeah. Euron was saved as a character in episode 1. He reminds me of Jack Sparrow. Yeah, he kind of had that, and people were complaining about his outfit, but I think that he was just dressing up for Cersei. I think that we're going to see much more of the masculine side of their culture. He kind of did look all metro, like some sort of like 80s hair metal rock star. That's kind of funny. Yeah, Laura, Gray's video about Dawn is awesome. Also, who has a great video about Dawn is Gemma from Secrets of the Citadel. Both make awesome videos. Kimberly says MVP Samwell. That's another great choice. What do you guys think about that? Samwell Tarly. I mean, he's going to be featured, and it looks like in one of the shots in the preview, it looks like he's holding a bunch of books for Archmaester Ebros. Sorry, I got that wrong. When I checked IMDb, it said Archmaester Marwyn. So sorry about that, everyone. But I think that it could possibly be Sam as well. MVP is Winter? Damn. All right. Sam is going to discover mucho this season. Yeah. George, who's, you guys know George, my compadre. Basically, he thinks that Sam's going to discover all sorts of crazy stuff this season. Isle of the Faces stuff on Jon, stuff on Rhaegar and Lyanna getting married. I mean, that's the reason probably why he hasn't been shown in any trailers yet. So I think specifically, yeah, I think that Sam could possibly be the MVP of the season, maybe even. But yeah, I think that Kit Harington, Jon, will be the MVP of this season. Hi, Kyle. Rini, what's back? What's up, Rini? Nice to see you back. Do you think that Illyria is giving Yara the kiss of death and then dies herself, robbing Cersei of the gift? That would be cool. I mean, I don't know. Is that why it says Cersei gives back the gift in episode 3? So what does that mean? That's pretty interesting. MVP, the Wolves, yeah, the direwolves, Samwell. So a lot of Samwell Tarleys and a lot of Euron Greyjoys. It looks like it's pretty much a tie for the both. It says in the synopsis, Sam is risking his life and his career in this episode. So MVP Tyrion Lannister, he's going to plan the conquest of Westeros. You know, Misha says Euron the Gorgeous. Nymeria and Arya are going to meet for the very last time in the Riverlands, because Nymeria will have her own wolf pack, and she'll already be settled in her own life, and Arya won't want to disturb that. As much as that sounds silly, that's going to happen, and it's going to inspire Arya to go back to Winterfell. Cersei is a Nazi and Jaime is a communist and Tyrion is democratic. I don't know if I'd agree with that specifically, but yeah, they all have things about them that mirror different politicians from our own history for sure. Who dies tonight, Leslie? Definitely two of the Sand Snakes, Obara and Nymeria. I believe Nymeria is playing another character in the show The Iron Fist, which is awesome. So I think that she's going to be out of the show. She's done for. I think that we're going to see maybe possibly the death of Grey Worm. I think that might be possible. So I think that Grey Worm might die this episode. We might see his final stand fighting, and then a couple of the Sand Snakes as well. MVP, you think is Mel? Wow, Harrywood, I love that. I love that idea. So she inspires Daenerys and Jon to meet, and well, she kind of tried. I mean, she survives Davos. That'd be cool. She has some interesting stuff to say, right? KK Gator, what's up? Bye-bye, Obara. Yeah. Apol says, could Arya's connected Nymeria lead to Nymeria bringing the Wolf Army to fight the White Walkers? Yeah, I don't know, man. Like, Dan and Dave love dragons, so I just don't think we're going to get a lot of that. Okay, biggest bromance of 2017 season 7 Game of Thrones. The Hound and Tormund. I think I'll take that chicken. Happy shitting. That'd be funny that the two of them together, like one's having chicken, one's having pork, and then like, you know, what Tormund prefers pork and, you know, Sandor prefers chicken, and they switch. I could see them having a drink together, but like they've both been through a lot, right? And Brienne beat the shit out of the Hound, so Tormund would call him lucky. You know what I mean? Love that. What does everybody in the chat think? Who's going to be the biggest bromance in season 7 of Game of Thrones? What do we think is going to happen there? Is it going to be Tormund? Is it going to be Tormund and Sandor? Is it going to be someone else? Wow. Still 300 of you here. Thank you so much for joining me. We go for, you know, another half an hour or so. We can answer some more questions and hang out, keep the hype going before Game of Thrones Season 7 airs again tonight with the episode Stormborn. Thank you again so much for the donations from Aaron. I think she donated like $35 so far. Tyrion Lannister as well. We really, really appreciate your donation as well, buddy. Very, very much appreciated. And the chat is moving so fast. Holy moly. Varys and Tyrion, Jon and Rhaegar. I love that one. The Night King and Benjen. Thoros and Jon, the top knot. They both got the man buns. Gendry and Pod, great one, Gemma. I love that. Jorah and Samuel, yep, they have the connection through J.R. Mormont. Thoros and the Hound, yeah, okay. Get rid. Who do you think you're fooling with that top knot? You baldy cunt. Gendry and Grey Worm. Jon and Rhaegar. Jon and Davos. Tyrion and Jon. Yeah, Tyrion and Jon being back together. Skater Josh, what's going on, man? Bromance, Bronn and Jaime. Love that. Yeah, but they're already kind of a bromance, sort of. Chat is lit. Dawn and Barrack. Wow. You guys are throwing in some tinfoil ones. Let's keep on going with the bromances. I'm loving this. Bran and Ed. Yeah, I would love that too. You know, we can do sister mances. Does that make any sense? Or woman mances? Bran and Hodor. Oh wait, it's too late. Oh, it's too late. Oof. Ice Ronin with the burn. Jon and Tyrion. Ooh, we got a lot of Jon and Tyrions. Hodor and the Night King. Ooh, that's a spicy one. Gendry and Pod. I love that. Who said that? Was that you, Gemma? Can't remember. I'm getting thrown off by your new avatar. Tyrion and Pod. Littlefinger and the Hound. Heart Lady. Oh my God. Sansa and Dany. Oh my God. Varys and Tyrion. Pod and Tormund allowed Tormund to be allows Tormund to become friends more with Brienne's friends. Yeah, that's hilarious. Arya and Brienne, Sansa's guard for life. Sansa and Lyanna Mormont. Wow, Jaspreet. I love that one. Arya and Lyanna, Dany and Mel. Sansa and Lyanna. I think Lyanna Mormont. I'm going to make my pick. You guys ready for this one? Lyanna Mormont and Arya Stark. That's going to be it. That's going to be one of my favorites. Okay, we can move to some more questions. Let's move to some more questions. We hit our official record here on channel KFC. Azor Ahai. Sorry, I was going back to KFC mode on Azor Ahai. We hit our record. We hit 340 live viewers, which is crazy. Our biggest viewership before was 275. So we absolutely smashed that. Tyrion Lannister, thanks for the stream to get me through the long day. The long day before the episode. Awesome. Lauren says Barrack and Jon and the Night King Smokeahontas. That's fake news. I don't like that one very much. You're trying to trigger me. I know you are. Good thing you're cute. Bronn saves Jaime. 8 likes for 200. Let's get there. We have 318 people watching. We have 192 likes and 8 dislikes. Let's show those people who dislike this that we can get way more likes than dislikes. And Peter Romero says, the like button is cheaper than a cup of coffee, just as hype. All right, so we're going to go back to the Q&A period, everyone. I got another 20 minutes or so. Let's keep this stream going. I'm really enjoying this, having a good time. Like I said, I was jonesing, and I was going to take the day off today, but there's no really days off because of you guys, because I love y'all so much. Don't you start, Crispy. You know I hate that theory. Azor Hype, do you think Barrack has Dawn? I do not. He doesn't have Dawn. The only person that could have Dawn would be I believe Ned, if he didn't take it back to Starfall and brought it back to Winterfell and like hit it in Lyanna's statue or something. 207 likes, baby. All right. Shouldn't Tyrion be pissed that most of his allies, the Sand Snakes, killed Myrcella and he was blamed for Joffrey's death? Yeah, for sure. Tyrion got blamed for a lot of shit. So Bran is not in episode 2? Wow. So they must be focusing on the White Walker stuff later on in the season then. Carol Funk, glad I got to catch it, Kyle. Love you too. It's like chatting with your best friend. Yeah, we're a family here on the Azor Hype community. We love each other. You guys know that I will always be here to do some fun streams. We have awesome collaborations coming, obviously, for you. And like I said, videos every day for Game of Thrones Season 7. The beer Paulaner, I actually really like Paulaner, Cecilia. I've had it before. I like their Weizen. It's delicious. Summer the White Wolf. Summer becomes a white, the wolf. Wow, that'd be cool. I heard there will be 3 major battles in this episode. That'd be crazy. Tickled Lady says, or Tickled Tea Lady says, do you think that Jon will meet and bond with any of the two riderless dragons? Yeah, absolutely. I think that that's absolutely going to happen. And it would make for great television, too. And then in that scenario, when we see it happen, it would just be so exciting to see a dragon interact with Jon, because we know that Jon is special, right? So hell yeah. 3 this season? Yeah. So apparently the sea battle is one of them. And then there's the one beyond the wall. Okay, here's a good question. Who would you bring back that was killed? I bring back Lady Catelyn as Lady Stoneheart, for sure. But another character I absolutely love is Khal Drogo. Actually, no, what am I saying? Ned Stark. Jeez, it would be Ned Stark. Who am I lying to? Hi, Elizabeth. Well, Dany would be pissed if one of her dragons left with Jon. Well, Dany's going to die, and Jon's going to be end up with the last dragon, I believe. And I think it will probably be, I don't know, will it be Rhaegar in the end? It might be. It could be that he gets Drogon in the end. That'd be amazing. I definitely think that that's going to happen. Sandor says we must bring back Maester Pycelle. That is possibly the worst choice for someone to bring back. The Goodbye Girl says Dany is the Night Queen. Does no one care that Jon came back to life, or they think, oh, sorry guys, pardon me. Don't you fake news me, Allison. Lord Grazier. How come Lord Manderley wasn't there at the Great Hall in Winterfell? I don't know. I'm hoping that he will be included in this season, though. Fake news. You guys are hilarious. Linda Seabright. Littlefinger isn't going to like Bran coming back as the real Lord of Winterfell. Do you think that that could be what Jon and Littlefinger are arguing about? I don't think that Bran's going to be back this episode. I don't think Bran will be back in time before Jon leaves. A Targaryen cannot be trusted. It's funny. It's ironic because Jon is Targaryen. Jon is fire and the Starks are ice, so he must marry Sansa and Arya to complete the pact. Or Arya to complete the pact. I don't believe that. Bring back Oberyn. Yeah, Oberyn or Ned would be great choices. But I understand why they had to go, because honestly, it drove this story forward. So I think that things happen for a reason in the story, and this story is, although I love Ned and Oberyn, it makes sense. Gabriella says, do you think Jon's dragon will save Jon when he is surrounded by whites and Dany is only there because the dragon took off on its own? No, I don't think so. I think that just Dany is going to be led there possibly by Bran's ravens. That could be why he's working on the ravens. That could be what's happening. He's like, and Dany gets a sign, or Dany hears that they're going on the expedition north of the wall, or she gets a vision. It'd be crazy if she got a vision from Bran. That'd be crazy. She gets there fast. We know that she can travel faster with the dragon for sure. It's like flying on a 747, basically. Yeah, Oberyn would be amazing. What is Benjen doing this season? He's going to be there to help out with Jon and them, that's for sure. I mean, he said he's going to fight as much as he can, or as long as he can, as much as he can, as long as he can. Something like that along those lines. I'm not quoting that directly. Pardon me, I don't remember the exact quote. But I don't believe he's a pawn of the Night King. Hey, Lexi, what's going on? Do you think anyone will betray Dany this season? If so, then who? I mean, Tyrion or Varys, I guess. Because she's burning too many people or something like that. That would be the only reason. I don't think it's going to happen, though. The episode, Sandor, Clegane, is 59 minutes tonight. The gentleman says, do you think that Bran will take the block so Jon can remain king in the north? He doesn't have to take the block. He's the three-eyed raven. He can do whatever he wants. Great question. Thank you. If Sandor dies, his buddies will bring him back. His destiny is coming. Yeah, I think it's more likely that Sandor dies and gets brought back by Beric than Jon dies again and gets brought back by Beric. Arya comes up. Jon and Davos being attacked by Daenerys. Jon sends Arya north. Nah, I don't think that's going to happen. Aemon is my favorite Maester. Agreed. I love Maester Aemon. Bring back Sir Arthur Dayne. Yes, we could dual wield some swords. All right. The world is out of whack. Harmony must be restored. To do that, ice and fire must be together. I agree. Bran can do whatever he wants. But doesn't mean what he's doing is going to have, I mean, it has consequences. Derek dies to give his life to Sandor. Yeah. Or Thoros revives him, because we saw that Thoros was helping him dig the grave. Missandei after she loses Grey Worm? Wow, that could be something. That, you know what? That would be interesting. Andrew, I forgot Game of Thrones was on tonight until I saw this stream. Thanks, Kyle. Thanks for coming to hang out, buddy. I'm pretty sure you didn't forget, though. I don't think anybody forgets the Game of Thrones is truly on. The third betrayal of Daenerys, it could be Missandei. I don't know. This chat is lit, Jaspery. It's not unusual to be loved by no one. See how many people I lose when I start singing. All right, I was thirsty. Yeah, you know what's crazy is that we only have 6 more episodes this season. But the last 2 episodes are super long, so. Oh, also, me and George interviewed Paula Fairfield, who designs all the sounds for the dragons, the White Walkers, and all of that for Game of Thrones. And she said to us that Game of Thrones Season 8, all of the episodes are going to be 80 to 90 minutes long, everyone. So get hyped for that. They're all going to be feature-length, film length. So really, really excited for that. Get hyped that Game of Thrones Season 8, all of the episodes will be 80 to 90 minutes long, everyone. Can we get some fire emojis in the chat for that? That's a reason to get hyped. That's basically 9 episodes of material. So we're getting 6 episodes, but we're getting 9 episodes of material in 6 episodes. How hype is that? Is Beric Dondarrion related to the Sword of the Morning? He is not. Why not make more episodes? Well, I don't know. Why not make a movie length and then show them all in the theater? I don't know. Regardless, I don't care. As long as we're getting as much Game of Thrones as possible. I thought we were only getting 6 episodes, but we're actually getting 9 episodes of material in 6 episodes. That's some fire. That is some fire. Ah, phone's going off. Oh, never mind. I don't have to answer it. Lyanna Stark's putting the ice emoji. Thank you so much. We still have 300 people here. This is amazing. The fact that you guys are just coming to hang out with me to chat Thrones, I love you guys so much. How many subscribers are we at, by the way? Let's go check right now. Last week, at this time, we were at 9,113. This week, we were at 10,262. So we had 1,150 subscribers in less than a week, everyone. So hopefully tomorrow, we actually, last Monday, after I put down my episode review, we got 600 new subscribers in one day, which is awesome. Super, super hype about that. So hopefully tomorrow we can do the same thing, and I can get my episode review up at a decent time for all of you. Really excited about that. And then tomorrow night, obviously, we're back on my channel here with me, Gemma, Axe Chucker from Watchers on the Wall, who we're really excited to have, and George. All right, let's get back to the live chat. HD, you wanted to donate, but it's not working? Yeah, you just go to there's the emoji sign, and then there's the dollar sign. You got to click on the super chat sign, and then you got to enter all your information from a card. It has to be from a card. The roof is on fire. You know what's funny is last night we were doing sound check for the music show we had in town, and I was singing some Sublime. I don't practice Santeria. I don't know if you guys know who Sublime is, but they had me doing sound check last night. It was pretty fun. I sang Santeria by Sublime, and we took this trip to Garden Grove. It smells like new dog inside the van. But Sublime is probably my all-time favorite chill band. But we are doing so. Everybody that wants me to sing, that's all you're getting from me today. My voice is actually because I don't usually sing. Ice Ronan, anybody that wants to donate, people are asking you. You guys are crazy. You don't have to donate if you don't want. But if you actually go down next to the emoji sign, there's a thing called Super Chat, and your question gets highlighted or your comment gets highlighted, and you can donate any amount you want to the channel. And it goes straight to me, and I can put it towards new equipment or whatever to help out the channel. Are you a bad fish too? Ooh. Oh, we got another donation. We have Violent Messiah 10K sub hype. Thank you very much. We're up to what, $50 in donations today. Thank you so very much. It's actually $1 zillion Canadian because the Canadian dollar is lower than the euro and the US dollar. So thank you so much for the $1 zillion today, everyone. Where are the male children of the forest? A good question. I've had that conversation a couple times, and I actually thought that they were the original people that became the White Walkers in the beginning, but that's wrong because the White Walkers were made from men. Hey, Claire Gray, what's going on? Oh, I don't think you can do super chat from your phone, guys. I think it has. I don't think it can be done from the phone, actually. I'm not sure. I think they're trying to fix that, but I'm pretty sure you can't do it from your phone. But the male children of the forest, good question. I'm hoping that there might be some of the Isle of the Faces. I think Bran ultimately ends up there, and that's where Howland Reed is. We haven't actually talked about him a whole lot. I think that we're going to see more of House Reed, maybe a little bit of House Reed towards the end of Season 7. I think that we're going to see the Tournament of Harrenhal flashback, and we will also see some of younger Howland Reed, and then we'll see older Howland Reed in Season 8. Yeah, it's funky. It doesn't work for all devices. So, also a big announcement. Me and George just invested in a bunch of new gear for the channel. We got a great new camera. We got new audio recording gear, and we're trying to do some. I can't announce it just yet because we don't know if it's going to go down. But we're trying to go to another con and do some stuff. So more vlogs. We're trying to do more vlogs and stuff like that. So we got some brand new equipment, and we're gonna try to do more interactive stuff with more interviews and stuff like that for you guys. So me and George are the duo. We want to go and interact with as many Throners and Geekdom fans as we can. Okay, so what do we want to talk about next? We've had some pretty cool discussions in the chat. We talked about bromances. We talked about stuff that's going to happen in Game of Thrones Season 7, Episode 2, Stormborn. We can talk about more fun stuff. We can do like fun challenges in the chat and stuff like that. Not exactly sure, Tick. We're gonna try to get that going at some point soon. But everybody's schedules are all messed up because people do work. See, I can't work because of my back. So this is my job. So I'm able to do this every day for you guys and do this as a hobby because I love it so much. But some people don't have as much time like a Gray Area. She actually works a full-time job, guys. So the fact that she's still doing videos and putting all that hard work into videos and stuff like that is a really big deal. And people like Gemma, she's doing so well with her channel. She made it her full-time job. So, I'm hoping that I can do the same at some point. But who knows? We will see. The first death this episode, Aaron, will be Obara Sand. Yeah, Obara Sand. Yeah, that Fire and Blood may become. So Carol says, did you hear about George's book update? Carol, put a whole post on it in the chat and we can talk about it. I just got to, sorry guys, I don't know what allergies are. I don't know. Is there a cat in here? I think a cat's in the house. Mom, did you bring any cats in here? I think we got a cat in here. My allergies are all acting up. If Arya dies, would it be in her face or someone else's? It would be in her face. Do you think Melisandre resurrects Jaime's good hand? As he single-handedly kills the whole Lannister army and becomes king in the north? That's crazy. That's crazy talk. You think Jon will find out about his real parentage this season? Peter the Noble? No, that is going to be one of the biggest moments in Season 8. I think it's going to be in the very first episode of Season 8. It's going to be like the first thing. And because I think that Samwell's going to figure it out. Bran's going to figure it out. But, doing this. Who's here? Howland Reed. He's the person that can confirm it all because he was at the Tower of Joy. My favorite house? House Stark. Daniel, my favorite house is House Stark. Oh, Ano, Sir Hound sends his regards. Thank you. For, Lexi Von Raven, first episode of the season, they mentioned that the wall stood through all, or standing like a more minimum of 4 times. So it's totally going down. Yeah, that's foreshadowing for the wall going down. Mitchell Friedman, in an interview, Kit Harington said no one dies. Subtle spoiler alert. No, there's going to be a lot of people that died this season. At this point, it won't help Jon to know his true parentage. Yeah, not yet anyways. A few things have to happen. I think that him and Daenerys sleeping together first and then them finding out that they're related, that would be kind of crazy, wouldn't it not? I would love to see Hal and Reed. Oh, hell yeah. Oh, please finish Tyrion's honeycomb and the donkey joke. It will get finished at some point. Or maybe it won't. 306 people watching. Thank you so much. Really, really appreciate it. Everyone is missing the fact that Robert Baratheon's bastard and Rhaegar's bastard will be meeting this season and fighting for the same side. Are you excited for this? Absolutely, I am. Absolutely. Azor Hype Q. Is the Lone Wolf mentioned? Is Arya the Lone Wolf mentioned in Sansa's line? No, I think that's actually... yes, I think it is Arya. You turned me to it. Night's King, will we ever see the Stormlands? Yes, in Season 8, there's a place in Castilla. Actually, if you go to Watchers on the Wall and you go to Luca, one of his articles talks about a place in Castilla in Spain, and I believe that is going to be Storm's End. It has magic that can protect against the Night King, I believe. So I think that they're going to have to maybe retreat there. I'm dying to see Helen as well, Princess. Apol, could the baby have been the Danny scene? No, I don't think it's Danny. That's Jon. I mean, it goes right to Jon after. I mean, yeah. 4 minutes and 29, 4 hours and 29 minutes until the episode, everyone. Let's get hyped. Let's continue to get excited. Lone Wolf is Littlefinger. That's very interesting. I mean, he's all out of allies. That could work. All right. We're going to do 3 or 4 more questions, everyone, and then I'm going to go get ready, take a little bit of a nap, and get a bite to eat for tonight. But I want to thank everyone for joining me today. It's been really fun. Can't believe how many of you have come out to come chill with me today. Really, really excited that all of you are still here hanging out with me. Let's see. We talked about Eastwatch by the Sea. The Night's King will flank the wildlings at Eastwatch by the Sea. I forgot who said it. Yeah, I said it in the video, but there's some other people who said it in the video as well. Basically, it said that the waves are frozen there, and it's possible that the Night King just goes around the wall. That would be awesome. Will we see Hodor again? Yes, we will. You'll be reanimated by the Night King. Do you think the White Walkers started to come because Craster was killed and they will have no more tributes? No, I think they're coming for a bunch of different reasons, including the birth of Jon Snow and the birth of the dragons. Smoke Hunt is correct. I do love naps, although I don't get as much of them. Pepsi or Coke, neither. Ginger ale. I actually don't drink caffeine at all. And we were going to finish it with this here. Eric. Love your channel. Intro makes me smile every time. First time Q&A. Everyone is so focused on Jon and Dany meeting, but I'm only seeing as Secrets of the Citadel mention Sansa and Tyrion's marriage. Thoughts? Yeah, I think that possibly in the end, we could be thrown for a loop, and we could have someone like Tyrion and Jon pick up the pieces. Tyrion and Sansa pick up the pieces. I think that in the end, Sansa would make a great queen after everything she's experienced. Obviously, she has a bit more growth to go through. I think she has a few more experiences that she has to have in her story arc. But her and Tyrion together, like Tyrion would never mistreat her, like he said. I think that they could possibly be put in that position. But ultimately, when it comes down to, yeah, I think you know, it's a great thought, and I think that it's definitely possible that they end up linking up again. I think that we'll have this giant convergence, obviously, in season 8. We're going to have lots of POVs together converging to try to figure out how to survive, basically, the long night. I want to thank everyone for coming out today. We had, what, 350 people almost show up today, which is crazy. We broke our record of 270 by a bunch. or 270 by a bunch. So really want to thank everyone for coming out today. All the questions were awesome. We had some awesome chats about bromances and who we thought was going to die tonight and who is going to be the MVP of the episode. So thank you so much for this. And I hope that all of you enjoy the episode tonight. It's going to be a really good one. Apparently there's going to be a giant sea battle. My episode review will be out tomorrow morning if you're interested in that sort of thing. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, make sure you do so. Hit that like button as it really helps the channel grow. And once again, we will see you all tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Me, Ash Checker from Watchers on the Wall, of course, Gemma from Secrets of the Citadel, and my right-hand man, George Sartiano. Thanks again for watching, everyone. Stay hype and 7 blessings.